Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you? It is 8:28. I think I'm a little late. I've been up since 7. I usually go live around 8. I think I've told you guys that I'm not going to be going live twice a day. So I think this is my last morning live. Maybe, maybe not, not sure. Thank you guys for all of you that have tagged me and whatnot. And hey, Empress. I thank you for those of you who have tagged me. These hands create Miss Glam Tees in the house. Look at all the people coming in. Hey, 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 hey. Let's get into this. I keep saying I'm not going to go live twice, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to go live tonight. I'm pretty sure unless I feel so led. But you get to get this morning love. Let's get it started. For those of you who are new in the place, we do a faceless live in the morning. I get to draw, and right now I'm using my left hand. Hey, not too bad for my left hand. Hey, I'm not as bad as I think. I am not ambidextrous. Hi. I am not ambidextrous, but I am willing to wow, y'all are already at 126 likes and 107 people. I am willing to try because I am lying on my right side. And so, unfortunately, that means I'm lying on my right hand. So, anyway, listen, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to get into this. I don't want to keep you too long, but this conversation keeps coming up, right? And so, one of the things that is really important to me is that you are oh, I have two friends that are live. I wonder who's live. But it's really important to me that you go into this new year not just ready but prepared. Not just ready but prepared. Not too bad with my left hand, y'all. Hey, Coffee with God. So I want you to really get your mind on your money and your money on your mind. Blessings, blessings. Thank you for following me, because see, we have these deep, meaningful conversations with the people that come into my lives, and I did a chat interview, but I think if you wanted to join me and you're part of the crew, and I know who you are, then you can absolutely hop on. Although I think if you hop on, I'm going to have to come on camera, and I wouldn't dare do that to you. Listen, you guys are so amazing. Let me tell you something. I was lying here and I was thinking about all the strategies I've created for business owners, new business owners, established business owners. I was thinking about the club that I told would absolutely close because they didn't have a strategy that made sense. They were 8,000 square foot club, and literally, you know, at capacity 800 people or so. I have a tendency to round up as far as what the fire marshal will say that people can fit in the room. But in order for you to have 800 people in your club on the outskirts of the city, you're going to have a draw, right? Oh, thank you, Coffee. Thank you. You're going to have a draw. People are not just going to randomly just sashay into your club to the tune of 800 people every night just because you have a club. That's not how that's going to work. And so eventually I told them, like, if you don't have at least some sort of a A-list or definitely a B or C list talent coming in to perform, you're out of luck. And they were. And then they were out of business. And so that happened. All right, Shizzle got a new photo. She's giving it. She's giving. It's giving, y'all. Hello, Chakra Vibes Unwind. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Dark Green 72 is in the house. Jade the Truck Main has joined us. What's going on? Listen, in this live, if you're new, you can drop your business questions, your marketing questions, your mindset questions, your revenue strategy questions, all of that. Okay, you can drop all of that. Purple Unicorn is in the house. Some of you know I love a unicorn. In fact, I am the urban unicorn. So 8 of you still hanging out. Thank you so much. I see the likes coming. Make sure you share this out. I said last night that I openly admitted that I have a goal. My goal is to get to 10,000 followers on this app. Not because I want to flex that I have 10,000 followers, but because I realized and I'm inspired. Awesome. Client texting me. I realized and being inspired by you all that the larger my platform is, the more people I can launch from it. Bottom line. Hey, Sky Mosaic. The larger my platform is, the more people I can launch from it. And listen, I don't have a problem supporting people now. And I think let's talk about that for a second, because I think oftentimes we will set a goal and we say, when I get here, I'll do this. When I get here, I'll do this. And I'm like, listen, you can do those things now. Like if you say, when I generate more revenue, I'm going to support another business. Guess what? You can do that now. Hi, hi, hi. You may not be able to support them in the way that you want to, but you can still do that now. I've got a long list of people that I've got to buy some stuff for, or from rather. I got a long list. And so I want to make sure that I do that. So I think, I think that it's super important that we wrap our minds around the reality that we can still do big things in a small way. Yep. Keep telling her, Coffee. Keep telling her. Oh my goodness. You're so awesome. So thank you guys. Wow. 780 likes. You guys, you like me. You really like me. Y'all make sure that y'all are sharing this out. We want to make sure that we're getting this information, bringing people into our community. I believe this is like a community, because when I go live, I see some of the same names, and I love that you see value in the things that I share. I see some of the same names, and those names are coming in here. They are liking, they are commenting, they are sharing, they are finding value. And as long as you find value in what I'm saying, then I'm happy to keep talking. Okay. Happy to keep talking. All right. Dylan is in the house. Dylan Plan Alp. All right. Thank you for the likes. We're moving on up, moving on out. But listen, so I was thinking about the strategies and whatnot that I've created for business owners, from marketing to launching to product development. Oh, thank you so much. I've thought about all of these things, and I've thought about the strategies that didn't work. Yeah, absolutely. We can do that. Like that. I'm with that with the multiverse. I mean, with the multi-guest. I just didn't do it today because I think when I'm faceless, if I have a multi-guest, it's going to make me turn my camera on. And so I just didn't do it today. But yeah, I'm completely fine with that. If you want, listen, let me say this. If you want to go live and you don't want to do it by yourself, send a message to people that are in this live, in this community. You can even send it to me and say, hey, Steph, I want to go live on this day at this time. Are you available? And I will check my calendar and see if I can come live with you. Right? Okay. So look, this is how you go live without a face. Flip your camera. That's my pillow. Flip your camera, use your back camera, lay your phone against that item. See? That's my pillow. See? That's my background. Does that make sense? So you can absolutely go faceless. And then for those of you who don't know, there's a function on here that says interact. And you can click interact, and then you can go to draw and guess. And you have two options. You can either draw and guess, and you don't have to play that game, or you can just do free draw. I'm on free draw. Y'all, I'm drawing with my left hand. I didn't think I was ambidextrous, but I'm doing okay. Okay, so just send a message, right? And if I'm not available, then I'll ask somebody else and see if we can get you talking. Okay, it's at the bottom. It's at the bottom of the screen when you're live. Like you would have to go live in order to see the interact button. Okay, so make sure in fact, you could just try it. Go live and see and look at, and you'll see the interact button, and it's on the right side, but it's on the left side of the right side, if that makes any sense. Okay, thank you for the likes, y'all. Wow. 1,500 likes. You guys did not come to play. I love it. But yeah, I was thinking about why some of these strategies that I developed didn't work. Didn't work for the client. And I came to the conclusion that it had nothing to do with the strategy. And that's not giving me like a whoop whoop. That's saying, in reviewing the strategy, weighing that against data, because I don't just pull strategy from my anal orifice, a lot of times, anytime that the strategy just really didn't work, it went back to the mindset of the leader that was supposed to implement said strategy. Now, that's not to say, ooh, they're just awful. No, I'm saying that it doesn't matter what I create or what my team creates or what we try to put into play. If you don't have the mental fortitude to put it into place and to lead that thing, then it doesn't matter what we create. It doesn't matter at all. We've created strategies for individuals and the strategy didn't work because at the end of the day, and the good news is that they did the strategy and they learned what they didn't like to do. Thank you for sharing the live these hands create. Exactly. You have to do your part, and as a coach and as a fractional CMO, which is actually my signature marketing service, I come into your organization as fractional CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. I am working very closely with the leaders of these organizations. Some of them have one of my clients, when we first came in, they had multiple locations, huge team. And so, we're doing all of the things, and they found through that process that they didn't want to have a large team anymore. So what I'll say to you is that even if it doesn't work out the way you intend to, it always is going to work out. It's going to teach you something. It's going to show you something. But then there are those times when, I've had a strategy session with someone and they have a problem for every solution, which is really frustrating, really frustrating. And so in that, I know it's easy sometimes to say, wow, 2,000 likes, y'all, you do like me. It's easy oftentimes to be discouraged. And if somebody is saying some things to you, you're like, well, I tried that. Well, I did it. Well, that didn't really work, et cetera, et cetera. And that's fine, right? But it's very possible that the reason that it didn't work in that season is because it wasn't supposed to work in that season. And that you didn't take it through to the end. Yes. Okay. Thank God for deliverance, because y'all, that is so frustrating. There's quite a few I can name 5 businesses right now that if they would just listen to someone, it doesn't even have to be me. They would listen to someone who actually knew what they were talking about. They could absolutely be in a better position. Okay. Thank you, Sky Mosaic. I appreciate it. And sometimes I'm a little silly. You should be warned. So make sure y'all share this out. At least share this with 10 people right now. I would love if you would do that for me, because we want to bring more people into this community and love on each other. Make sure you follow everyone that is in this community, because they're all good people. They're cool people. They're not trying to prostitute you out of your money, to my knowledge. Now, if you end up in some foolishness, now don't come say, well, Stephanie, you said no. To my knowledge, everybody here is above board. It's rare for me to attract in people that aren't above board. It does happen, but it's super rare. Okay? It's super duper rare. So let's get into this. I'm pretty good with this left hand. Hey. All right. So let's talk about some business questions, because some of you are going to transition into your business full time in 2023. Some of you are going to launch your business. Some of you are going to leave your business. And see, we don't talk enough about that. We don't talk about when the season is up on certain things. That doesn't mean that you won't come back to it, right? That doesn't mean that you won't come back to it. But I had to leave marketing publicly to go knee deep into coaching, so that the coaching and the marketing could converge together. There's a process here that I was unaware of. And I'll tell you, when people ask me, oh my God, why did you become a coach? Thank you, Sky Mosaic. Why did you become a coach? And they're like, oh my gosh, did you just feel like, I said, I didn't want to be a coach. You can look at my bio. Most of my bios say, I came to coaching, kicking and screaming. I did not want to be a coach. That was the furthest thing that I wanted to be. I was running my marketing agency. It was award winning. We were doing celebrity events. We were doing celebrity not celebrity events. We were doing the things. I was fine. Yes, I'm tapping my mattress. I was like, listen, what I didn't want to be was a coach. But through an interesting series of events that I'll get into it at some point, I ended up being a coach. I'm like, okay, love you so much. Sending you big love. So let's start to be okay. Let's start to learn to flex those discernment muscles. Let's start to do that. Let's start to flex those discernment muscles and those muscles of surrender so that we can get the downloads that are necessary for us to take our best steps. Not your next steps, your best steps. Because you can take next steps all day long. I want you to take your best steps. I want you to take your best steps and operate as your full and favorite self. That's what I want you to have, right? And some of you aren't going to launch a business at all. Some of you are going to look at your career and start to make decisions as far as ascending the corporate ladder or doing a lateral move, et cetera, et cetera. In all of those things, having your brand is so key. Empress says, I was reminded on my very first business idea I ever had and thinking I could never do it. It's a thing, right? It's a process. So, hi, Dr. Clarissa J. Thank you for joining us. But what we want to get very clear about, like I said, I can market you into oblivion. It's fine. Some of you have sat on these lives with me. You know, if you talk to me long enough, I'm going to give you an idea. I believe, for the most part, my ideas are bankable, but it's not about me. They're not bankable because of me. They're bankable because they're divine. They're bankable because I become a conduit for what you need to hear, and for some reason, you'll listen to me. For some of you, I have said the very same thing that other people have said to you. Right? But for some reason, you're receiving it from me now. And it's always what I say. Divine timing is always perfect, sometimes relatively inconvenient to your human condition or your human plan. But divine timing is always perfect. It's always perfect. So we want to make sure that mentally that we are in a place where we can receive information, new information, that we can discern that information, that we can recognize that that information is for us, that we can realize our power in this process, and that we can relax in that same process. There's too many people that aren't relaxing. There's too many people. And so it doesn't matter what I tell you about websites and that you can go get a Wix or digital business cards, because we've talked about that. It doesn't matter if we talk about logos. It doesn't matter if we talk about, typography and the right fonts for 2023 and the best color palettes. It doesn't matter if we talk about your revenue streams and how to 10x your revenue. It doesn't matter if we talk about any of that if mentally you are not in a place to expand. Let me know if you guys can still hear me. Drop me some likes, drop me some comments, So I want to make sure that in all things that you are mentally well and emotionally well and even physically well to lead your organization, to lead your team, to lead your life. Because that matters more than the strategy part. For me, marketing and branding is strategic, pragmatic, and energetic. Energetic/spiritual. And a lot of people don't talk about that. A lot of people won't tell you that you need to have self-care in order to be an excellent leader. That boundaries in your professional life absolutely matter. Because without these things, if you're not operating from a healthy place, you're going to get what's known as diminished capacity. And you're going to say things like, I don't know why I can't get this done. I just feel so unmotivated. I don't know what's going on and blah, 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 blah. And the reason will be because your boundaries or your lack thereof have allowed you to take on things that were not yours. You can hear me. Okay, yes. Yes, I will travel. Where am I going, Sky Mosaic? Where am I going? I also work with my clients remotely through Zoom and whatnot because I do have clients that are international. So that is what it is. But I want you to have a mindset that speaks to inherently to your own sense of value and your own sense of worth, so that that energy can permeate whatever it is that you're doing. Hey, helly hell. If you're, I want that to permeate everything that you're doing. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to let you guys drop me some questions. What are you doing? I am KC Bass is in the house. I am KC Bass is in the house. Helly hell is here. Tune 1N is here. Sky Mosaic is here. Coffee with God is here. Shizzle is here. Hey, boo. The gang is all here. I think we're missing, wait, Empress April is here. I was going to say we're missing Empress April. Oh, thank you for the roses. Now, Casey Bass is you're going live on Sunday. I think you said 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, I think is what you said. I think. Sienna Beautiful. Is that beautiful? Okay. I love it. Like a good variation. Love it, love it, love it. So listen, any questions? What are you guys up to? Do you want any feedback on anything? Are you thinking about anything? Feel free to ask your questions. Y'all ready for I am KC Bass and I to go live together? Y'all not ready. Good morning, sister girl Jess 2. Hey, how are you? Come on in the room. I love that you guys are hanging out. I know it's early in the morning. This is the last day of 2022. Hi, hi, hi. It's the last day of 2022. It's the last day of 2022. It's the last day of 2022. I'm going to keep saying it. Because the other thing I want you to do is to make sure that you're reflecting. Absolutely. Make sure that you're reflecting on what you did well this year. I know some people think that 2022 was a crap year. They can't wait to get out of 2023. But these are the same people that couldn't wait to get out of 2021 to get into 2022 for them to do the same things that they did in 2021 that made them think 2021 was a crap year. Because at the end of the day, people, let me tell you the truth. If nothing changes, nothing changes. See, a lot of people take the same ideologies, the same mentality, the same lack of clarity into the next year, and then they're shocked when the same things happen. Let me say it again. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Sister Girl Jess says, does anybody have their black-eyed peas on deck? You better get your peas, y'all. 2022 does need to be slapped, but I learned so much. Absolutely. Absolutely. We've got to open up our hearts and minds to receive lessons. We've got to open up our hearts and minds. We've got to be willing to get into a posture of surrender. One of the things that I've talked about this week, thank you, A-Trippin 1820. Thank you, Peaceful Designer. Thank you for getting up in here. Oh, Sienna. Why did I wake up crying my eyes out scared but ready to get my business started? It's like that sometimes. It's like that. Coffee with God says the definition of insanity is to keep doing the same thing, expecting different results. Absolutely. That's what it is. That's what it is. And see, a lot of people, and this is why who you're surrounded by, right? This was definitely a learning year. It was a learning and unlearning and relearning year. But a lot of it's important that you're surrounded by people that are willing and wanting to see you win, and not because they're going to win too. Hey, peaceful designer. It's important that you connect with people and that you have people in your wheelhouse that when you say you want to do $250,000 this year, they don't say, oh, girl. Tell her again, Empress. When you say that you want to scale your business to $1,000,000 and maybe you're operating out of your back bedroom, that they don't say to you, how you gonna do that? Well, you're talking to one, Sienna. So, and I normally don't call myself a business coach, but I have to accept at some point that I do that. See, a lot of times your ideas are limited by the people who are around you. If you've never seen somebody run a business successfully, if you've never seen somebody scale the corporate ladder in the way that you want to, if you've never seen somebody generate $1,000,000 in revenue, oh no, ma'am. That's not fair though. You're surrounded by people that are waiting on you to win to get them motivated. That's not fair though. Because what that does is that puts a lot of pressure on you that is unnecessary and unfair. And listen, guys, if you're new to this, you can always go to my bio, click the link tree. I'm going to say this again. Click the link tree, get all the free things, get my free ebook, look at my TEDx. I don't know what else you can get. There's so many links there, but the one link that's there is book a call. Get on my calendar. Let's see if I can help you. We can spend 30 minutes together. No obligations, no cost. Let's spend some time together and see if I can serve you and support you. At the end of the day, all marketing clients get coached. All coaching clients get marketing. That's just what it is. How did I know? I don't ever know. It's divine. Being positive in a toxic environment is exhausting. It absolutely is. And that's why all of these things matter. Right? All of these. I remember when I was younger in my 20s, remember I was making $25,000 a year and buying my boyfriend, my boo, Versace shades like an idiot. You know, I was also mentoring some high school girls, and I had met them when I was working with communities and schools, but I was still connected to these young ladies. And, you know, I learned then what it is like to be the voice in the darkness, or the voice in the wilderness, or the lone voice in these young women's world. That was horrible English. I'm sorry. But because I'm telling them, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this. But at home is, you ain't ish, you ain't ish, you ain't ish, you ain't ish. Because many of those young women had been parentified. What is being parentified? Parentified means that the parent basically recuses themselves from parenting and raising that individual, so they become the parent in some shape, form, or fashion. They take care of the household. Some of you have been parentified. That's why you constantly taking care of other folk, because it's normal to you. You started doing it at a young age. But you take care of people so well that you basically put yourself on the back burner, and you are unable to do the things that you are called to do, which actually puts you out of alignment of the divine plan for your life. Who am I talking to? Okay. Long as we know, because I very rarely say random things. So we need to be mindful of how, you know, when I'm doing relationship coaching, we talk about the family of origin, right? And our family of origin really creates, huh? But Sienna, if you don't mind me asking, darling, how old are you? Because I'm like, let's try that again. Hey, Tasha Mack Incorporated is here. What's going on? Some of my new followers are in the house. Hey, 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 hey. Thank you for being here. Y'all are making those likes happen. Go ahead and share this with 10 people. If you're new here, share this with 10 people. I promise they'll thank you later. Thank you, Sky Mosaic. Exactly. If you start taking care of people at a young age, what that does is that it teaches you a couple of things. It teaches you that to be a good person. What you said 43? Okay, hold on, Sienna. I'm coming back. It teaches you that to be a quote unquote good person, you have to take care of other people. It also teaches you to deprioritize your own needs, wants, desires, and what you actually deserve. It teaches you that because mommy says you're being a good girl because you took care of your sister. Or Big Mama says you were being so sweet because you took care of all the kids and you gave them all baths and you fixed all their plates. And Big Mama said you were a good girl or you were a good boy because you took care of your little brothers. But you took care of your little brothers when you were 10 and they were 3. And so being parentified actually robs you oftentimes of your ability to see what you need as valid and valuable. And that either spins you into people pleasing, which I am a recovering people pleaser. I specialize in serving high achieving individuals and recovering people pleasers because I am one. And it also spins you into a lifetime of achievement. So add to that, if you're the smart child, so now you got to take care of your siblings and everybody, sometimes in the house. Sometimes if you have a parent that is emotionally unavailable or has an addiction narrative, you end up being the parent in the house, and then add to that being the smart child and you get the attaboy for getting all A's and having good grades. Now you're on a ravenous hunt for achievement. And all of that is external. All of it is vapid, and all of it leads you in a void. And you become addicted to external validation because what is internal validation? What is you caring for yourself? They say that's selfish. I'm a proponent of being selfish because when you are selfish, not self-centered or self-absorbed, when you are selfish, you are declaring that what you want, need, desire, and deserve is a priority. I got you. I understand. So let's get back to Sienna. Sienna says she turned 43 on 12/22, and your mother said you're too, did she say you're too young? You're not old enough to make big money. Honey, I started making money at 9. I had my first business at 9. I started making real money at 13. I made $30 a day with a desktop publishing company. There's no such thing. Empress said, I think Jeremiah was called at 8. We've got people on here that were called into ministry work and other things at 15. Age is just a number. Does your, I don't mean any harm, but does your mama make big money? Does your mama make big money? I don't mean any harm. I'm not trying to talk about nobody's mama. But I just want to know if she's super duper successful, and if she's super duper successful in a business, or is she super duper successful in a job? Thank you, Peaceful Designer. Okay, understood. Okay. All right. So her greatest fear, and I love my mama. So if you talk about my mama reckless, I will cut you. So I'm not going to talk about your mother recklessly. But here's what might be the problem is that, okay, she's an entrepreneur, so she's seen big money, but she manages it badly. Okay, that's great. There could be a little bit of a fear, right? Just a little bit. I hate to tell people that their parent might be afraid, but there could be a bit of a fear that she knows you can make big money. I don't know what you do. I don't know what you're capable of. Yeah, but you got one mom, you got one dad. We don't want to get reckless here. That's not what we want to do. Cause some people will get reckless and I'm like, that's how people get cut. So I think inherently she knows that you can do exactly what you want to do. I don't know what your business is or what you're launching. But I think she knows, I think she knows. I'm just saying, I think she knows that you're very capable of doing better than she has. And for some people, we have to remember that our parents bring to us the way they were parented. They bring that to us until they decide otherwise, or until you teach them how to parent you. So I'm actually in an active process of teaching my mother what I call reparenting. And happy belated birthday, love. So it's very possible that she knows that you're very capable. Now, it's also very possible that she's trying to, thank you for sharing, that she's trying to protect you from her mistakes. Now, that happens too, but you don't have to make her mistakes. It's just now incumbent of you to get around people who are going to hold you accountable to what you say you want, not what they say you can't do. Because like I said, when I was mentoring these young ladies, I would tell them, hey, you could do this, you could do that, you could do that. But when they got home, they were all kinds of, witches with a B and MFs and all of this, or they needed to take care of mama because she drank too much or smoked too much, or she wasn't even there, or they needed to duck and dodge, their mama's man for, reasons that we don't have to discuss here. So thank you for sharing, Peaceful Designer. So, that's really key. All right. That's really key to understand. So empathize, right? Empathize and observe, but don't absorb. Empathize with the reality that whatever your parent might be pouring into you was already poured into them. Empathize with that reality. Observe their behavior. Don't absorb their fear, their possible, envy or jealousy. Don't absorb their limitations. Don't absorb their ways. Because listen, at the end of the day, everybody operates from their own level of understanding. You a realtor and a nail tech, girl. Sienna, you playing with my whole soul right now. You playing with my whole soul, baby. Get on my calendar so I can give you all the ideas for the nail techs that didn't listen to me. Do that. Because some people don't listen to me. And that's fine. They have that right. But then they'll come right back to me and say, Stephanie, what did you say? And I'm like, more than likely that was a divine message. I don't know if I can rechannel that to you. Like, okay. Mouth of a Sailor 80 has joined us. I want us to get some more people on this morning live, but I know it's the day before. Like last night, at night, we have all the people, right? But this is what I know. Whomever's supposed to be here, girl, Sienna, baby, okay. And you, okay. Sienna, where are you, honey? Are you in Georgia? You're in Texas? You're a Yankee? Where are you? Are you up north? You down south? You don't have to tell people where you are because like exactly because people. I'm just like y'all. Listen, I'm just like drop your questions because y'all know I will just sit here and talk to you guys, making hearts with my left hand. I didn't even know my left hand was this talented. Hey. Make a smiley face. Y'all, I'm doing all that with my left hand. Huh? Who knew? Okay. Now you know I'm doing it with my left hand. But it still doesn't look too bad. Huh? It looks like I meant to write it like that. Okay. Sienna's just playing with my emotions now. Now it's fine. Or is it Sienna? I think it's Sienna. Sienna's playing with my emotions right now. It's fine. It's completely fine. She's playing with my whole emotions. It's fine. It's fine. She's playing in my face. Okay? It's fine. It's fine. She's playing in my face. But here's the thing, and this is why it's so important to be around people that will actually speak life into you, because though you may not realize it right now, that seed that is sown within you, I got you. I'm coming back, Empress. That seed that she was sowing in you, that you're not old enough to make big money or whatever it is, those seeds, you might say, but I am. But if you allow that seed to take root in your heart, Then next thing you know, your head and your hands are affected. I can tell. I understand. No, I know. You got the gifts, honey. You've got it. You've got it. You've got it. I get it. All right. So let's talk about how do you start with zero funding after the ideas have been laid out. Okay. So if you're starting with zero funding, here's the deal. At least get yourself, I'm going to say, get yourself at least $50. I would love to say how you can do it with zero funding. The way you can do it with zero funding is to have a background in marketing and to know what to do and to go develop. If you can develop your own logo and website and brand and all that stuff, then you can actually do it with zero funding. If you can't, you might need a little bit of money, just a scooch, right? Because I'm teaching you how to formulate a brand, even to start, right? Because we talked about how to look at your audience and look at their demographics and their psychographics, right? And look at what they're thinking and the questions that they would have. Those of you who need to create content and you have a business or you want to start a business or you want to be a UCG, a UGC, which do user generated content, or you want to be an influencer, write down 10 things that the people that you want to connect with are asking. Write down 10 questions and answer those questions in each one of your videos and then repeat. Okay. So even if you have zero funding, if you're willing to sit down and do some legwork, then you can get yourself going. But you're still going to need to pay for 3 things: a logo, a website, and a CRM. Now, you can skip the website if you go ahead and get the CRM. This is business according to Steph, okay? Somebody else might say different things. I'm going to give it to you the way that I've seen it play out and things over the last 30 plus years that I've been doing business. Okay. I was about to clarify CRM, customer relationship manager. Those are your email. Hey, Nikki Black. Those are your email, platforms, your MailChimp, your Constant Contact, your, I keep trying, that thing is called Active something, and we had it, but we didn't keep it. And that's why I can't remember his name, but you'll want that. Here's the deal. You'll want to be able and think through your flow, right? You'll want people to be able to connect with you, then take that connection deeper, which is why a digital business card is actually more cost effective than printing business cards when you're starting out. Remember? And so we talked about that yesterday. We talked about, now y'all can tell, this is my left hand, y'all, Popple. And we talked about Vice for digital business cards. You know, so having a digital business card sometimes is easier than going out and trying to print business cards for your new business. What came with the website? The digital? The digital card came with the website. So you'll want to consider, okay, they connect with you, right? You exchange information. The connection deepens. And then perhaps you guys have a conversation. Connect, conversation. So how do you get into the conversation? So think about your flow. How does that happen? How does that happen? And is there a pit stop in the middle? Is there something that you can give to them? Like if you go to my link tree, you can get my free ebook. Is there something, is there something that you can give in the middle of that process, getting to that conversation that will allow you, y'all, I'm writing with my left hand for those of you who don't know, because if you just walked in here, you're probably like, dang, she illiterate. I know. I'm gonna put some hearts up. All right, left-handed hearts. I love you. I still keep my you keeps running off the side. Yay. So be mindful of how that happens. And if there's something in the process that you're giving to continue the conversation. So you can get my free ebook. Okay, great. That allows us to deepen our connection. At some point, you might decide after listening to me or reading the book or Googling me or whatever it is that you do, you might want to have a conversation. You will get on my calendar and we will have a conversation. In that conversation, thank you, we will decide how or if we want to go forward. If nothing else, I will try to give you, thank you for the wishing bottle. If nothing else, I will try to give you some actionable steps that you can take forward, whether I see you again or not. So you get to think through all of these things. What happens a lot of times with new business owners is that they don't strategize. They do. And they do a lot of things. And I know because I've done it. Sometimes you just up and do stuff. And sometimes you're supposed to just up and do stuff. But other times, thank you so much for joining Unlimited Possibilities. I love it. So, but sometimes you need to sit back and strategize. Sometimes you need to let that vision and that mission speak to you. Sometimes you need to get that inspired action to take forward. Sometimes you need to do that. When you're first starting out, you definitely want to do that and you want to write it down so that you have access to it. Okay, I'm going to try not to make this an hour. So I've got time for one more question. Still writing with my left hand. I got time for one more question. Empress, let me know if that helps you at all. Because I'm always going to say, think through the flow of how you get to that conversation or that conversion. If you're a service-oriented business, you're probably trying to get to a conversation. If you're a goods-oriented or a product-oriented business, you're probably trying to get to that conversion. That's just an easy way. I mean, it's conversions either way, but you've got conversations and then you've got conversions. Oh, thank you. Coffee with God. Share the live with more than 10 friends. You guys are awesome. Sauce with butter and nuts. For those of you who are just coming in, if you're new to this, how are you doing? Okay, so you're actually past this part. Okay, good. So then if you're at the point where you know how to get people to your product or to a conversation, okay, great. Then start to look at what happens post that. Okay, Peaceful, that's a beautiful question for us to end on. And look at your post purchase, because here's another place where people drop the ball is in your post purchase. I have one client, same client that was doing makeup for the dearly departed for free, that she's in our incubator. She's not a private coaching client, but she's in our incubator, and she's getting her shift together. Okay, I told you that's part of my brand too. So the thing with her is I was like, well, what's happening in the pre-purpose? Oh, you missed that coffee. Yeah, for free. Yeah. When she told me that, yeah, I had to take off my shoes and walk up and down her like she was a road. I did. I walked her. I did. So what happens pre-purchase? Because see, if you don't have a CRM that is putting people into a funnel, right? This is funnel strategy. If you don't have them going into a CRM after purchase where you can connect with them and follow up and get a review and give them a code and invite them to buy more, then you're going to miss the mark on that. So remember, there's a pre-purchase strategy and there's a post-purchase strategy. But in all things, you want to make sure you're continuing the relationship. Don't let the relationship die after they buy. Don't let it die after they buy. Keep it going. All right. So Peaceful Designer says, how to keep the momentum rolling throughout the year. Well, listen, Peaceful, I'm going to say the unpopular thing, right? Because you won't keep your momentum going throughout the year. You won't. You'll get tired. You'll be unmotivated some days. You'll rethink everything you did some days, right? Please do. But you will be unmotivated some days. Some days you won't want to talk to not nary, I said nary, customer, nary client, nobody on your team. Don't bother me. Everybody will get on your nerves. You won't want to make content. You won't want to do any of the things. You might want to go sit next to a tree and ponder the meaning of your life. In those moments, I highly recommend that if you want to sit at the base of a tree and ponder the meaning of life, that is exactly what you do. Exactly. Take 24 hours and step away. Take 48 hours and step away. Take time and don't feel like you always have to keep pushing. Because the integrative nutrition coach that I am will tell you, y'all, I have multiple certs. I have like 11 certs in addition to my MBA and my Master's of Arts in Christian Leadership. So we love education, but I use the certifications to bridge the gap in my education, so that I could offer my clients a holistic experience. And so really, honestly, your body, if your body is crying out for rest and you like, push it, push it, push it, let's go. What will happen is your body will push back. Remember, in all things, your body craves homeostasis. It craves balance. It wants to be well rested. It doesn't need you to be on a hustle. It doesn't need you to be on a grind. It needs you to be a priority in your life, and it needs you to operate in balance. It needs you to require reciprocity. It needs you to make good decisions. It needs you to drink your water and mind your business. That's what it needs. So yeah, sometimes there are days where you keep pushing, right? Maybe you're under a deadline and you're just like, man, I'm really sick of this proposal or whatever it is that you're doing, but it's due. Yeah. Is that about balance? Is Ephesians 4:17 about balance? Or is that, no, that's James. James talks about the double-minded man. And for me, when you're double-minded, that means that you are saying that you're saying that self-care is important, but you're going to bed at 4 a.m. and getting up at 7 talking about, I can do this. No, you can't. Sleep science says that at 18, you need 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. Okay. Yeah, that's unstable. Okay. So the reality of the situation is, if you're under a deadline and you know what, you can't stop, even then, what I recommend is something I call a 2-minute timeout, where you take 2 minutes, you step away from the computer, you get up, because you shouldn't sit any more than an hour, really 50 minutes at a time. And I get it. Sometimes you just lock and load, and next thing you know, you've been sitting in front of the computer for 4 hours or maybe even all day. But you need to get up, at least set a timer or something, so that every 50 minutes you get up and you move your body. But let's say you are under a deadline and you're feeling like you really don't want to do this. Get up and do hip circles. I know. Not twerk. Okay. Don't twerk. You know what? If you want to twerk. Get up and move your body for 2 minutes. Or get up and breathe deeply for 2 minutes. Get up and walk outside if the weather is permitting, and put your feet in the grass for 2 minutes. 2 minutes is not going to kill that deadline. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to say that word online. Oh, I hope they don't get me. 2 minutes is not going to mess up your deadline. Get your butt up. Move around. Move that booty around. Okay? Shake that thing. Hey! What it will do is 2 things. It will move the stagnant energy, and it will energize you. That's your weapon. That's your weapon of lack destruction. Move your butt. I really wanted to say something else. Move your booty. Shake your booty. Hey! Sing. Breathe from your diaphragm. Most of us don't breathe from our diaphragm. Diaphragmatic breathing is important to regulating our nervous systems, but most of us are shallow breathers. We breathe from our chest only. Take a minute. Take 5 deep cleansing breaths from your belly. Inhale. Exhale. Do that 5 times and then return back to whatever you're doing. It won't take 2 minutes, but I guarantee you will feel better. You will feel better. I promise. So listen, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I think I've done another hour live. I'm trying to get the other lives out. Last night's live should be up sometime next week. If you're subscribed to my YouTube, you'll get a notification. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube, make sure you do that. I am Stephanie D. McKenzie everywhere, including on Fanbase, which I only have one thing up. But if you're on Fanbase, or if you're familiar with Fanbase, jump over there. Hopefully that helps, Peaceful Designer. Balance is key. It's so key. But please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am Stephanie D. McKenzie on YouTube. You can find me. You'll see a big banner that says always be your own superhero. You can see all of the probably 200 plus videos that are over there. We did pull some for a video vault, a private video vault, but I think there's still like 200. There's at least 100 plus videos over there that you can get into and learn more about me. But and then as I'm putting these lives up on YouTube, you will get a notification. So find me everywhere, Stephanie D. McKenzie. Stephanie McKenzie is a white girl in Canada. So Stephanie D. McKenzie, except on Facebook, where I'm Coach Stephanie DM. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to try to get things up and moving. It's the last day of 2022. Be sure to reflect. Give yourself credit for the things that you've accomplished, for the lessons that you've learned, the things that you know you need to unlearn, and even some things that you might relearn, because that matters. So for those of you who are new, my live schedule, I don't necessarily have one at the moment. I was doing 8 a.m. and 7 p.m. That's definitely going to change in the new year, but you guys have inspired me so much. And I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to pour into you and to have you pour into me. But in case you didn't know, in case somebody just dropped you over here and said, come listen to this crazy woman talk, my name is Stephanie D. McKenzie. Hopefully I am still your favorite award-winning marketer and empowerment coach. I'm always here to remind you to have a powerful day as well, and to always be your own superhero, and to thank you guys for loving and learning and doing all the things that we're going to do in 2023, and doing them oh so well. Thank you for doing all of that with me. Have a beautiful Saturday. See you in 2023. Bye.